when I look back on my like 4 or 5 years of my life, it seems to me that I've made some progress and I lowered my personal entropy some. But now for past year or year and a half, I feel like I have plateaued in my personal evolution. And my question is, to what extent do I need to take action to challenge myself and go out there and try to evolve more? And to what extent do I have to just sit back and let things happen and try to meet those challenges that come to me, try to deal with the challenges that come to me in the best way I can? And to what extent do I act, and to what extent do I wait for challenges?
Good. That's a good question. And the answer to that is just follow your intuition. Don't follow your intellect. If your intellect tries to make this choice, oh, I need to get out and do some action because I've plateaued, you probably do all the wrong things for the wrong reasons. It's much better if you just let it come as it comes. Now, I would guess that in any one of those years, in the last 5 years, had you at that time looked at your life, you would have come to the conclusion that you were plateaued. Every one of those years, you would have said, oh, I'm just kind of not doing anything here. I'm just kind of keeping on, and nothing much is happening. And every one of those 5 years, you would have said that when you were in that year. And now here you are looking at it and saying, well, I just seem like I've plateaued and keeping on, nothing much is happening. And 5 years from now, you'll look back at it and you'll say, wow, yeah, 5 years ago, I really learned a lot, So it's just a matter of perspective for the most part. When you look at over the short term, which is over maybe a year or two, you don't see much. When you look back over 5 years, it's pretty obvious you've grown a lot. You look back over 10 years, it's even more obvious that you've grown a lot. But at any one moment, you generally feel like not much is going on. Not much is happening. And that's because it's not about doing. It's not the doing thing that's making a difference. It's the being thing. And that being grows and changes subtly and slowly, but consistently. As long as you are aware that you have things to learn, that you have fears to work on, beliefs to get rid of. If you're just kind of aware of the situation that you have challenges to meet, relationships to grow into, and that life is about learning and growing and making good choices. If you just have that awareness, then that will optimize your growing more than anything else. But we look at the doing. What am I doing now? What have I been doing? Well, I haven't been doing anything much that makes me grow up. So then you feel inadequate because I'm just not doing much. I'm wasting my time. What should I be doing? No, but you're busy being, whether you know it or not. You're always busy being. It's just, you can't get away from being unless you go on that island by yourself with the one coconut palm. That's the only place you could go where you're not busy being. But if you're in this world at all, you're interacting with other people. You're interacting with, you need to have a job. You need to have, you have family, you have friends, you have bosses and coworkers, you have neighbors, you have all these people you interact with, and all of those people give you opportunities every day to make good choices or to make bad choices every day. And by those choices, you grow up. You change who you are. You become, as long as you're aware that you need to grow up and that you see these choices as choices. And the more that you're aware that the choices you're making are actually choices, and it's not just, robot you going through life, working like a robot, which we do sometimes, when we just stop thinking about what we're doing or why we're doing it. We just go through life on automatic. If we do that, then we probably don't learn much because we're just on automatic. But in as much as you're present with who you are and what you're doing, the relationships, the value of them to you, if you're aware of your life and the things in it, and you're aware of your need to grow and to meet challenges, then you will optimize your rate of growth. You'll just never see it because it'll be happening very suddenly. And you don't get a, oh, look, today I've changed. I'm a changed person now. Yesterday I was this way and now today I'm different. It hardly ever happens like that. It's just a slow, subtle process. Whereas you make this mistake 10 times a day, and then you only make the mistake 8 times a day. And then, next month you only make it 4 times a day. And pretty soon you're not making it at all. But you didn't really notice because it was just over such a slow, subtle amount of time that you change. But each time you make fewer mistakes, then you've grown up just a little more. So I'd say you're doing just fine. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to go out and pursue it. If you pursue it from the intellect, because the intellect thinks it needs to go do something, you will probably do the wrong things for the wrong reasons, and it will not be so productive. So just stay aware of who and what you are, where you are, that you are learning, that all life is a challenge. Everything is a challenge. Meet that challenge with the low entropy solution, and then just let everything else take place as it does. Let all the chips fall wherever they may. Stay aware of how those chips are falling. Are they good ones? Are they low entropy? Or do I need to do things better? And remember, anything that isn't working is yours to fix, not somebody else's. So never blame anybody else for things that aren't going well in your life. You need to fix all those things in your life. So as long as you take responsibility, don't live your life as a zombie, and just try, then you're optimized. You can't get much better than that. So you're doing fine. Don't get into trying too hard to push on it, because that usually just messes it up.
Thank you so much.